right, welcome to day number 2 of the Best of the West, Clash of the Kootenays. We're about to get started with our first game of the day, Oil City Derby Girls Damage Inc. versus the Deathbridge Derby Dames. That'll be Oil City in the gray and the Deathbridge Derby Dames in the red. We'll be getting started here in just a few minutes. We're just waiting on the referees, having a few discussions with the captains and coaches. So we'll be getting started here in just a few minutes. Referees blowing the whistle saying, let's get this thing on the road. We're starting out with Cherry Blaster on the line for Deathbridge in the red and Jane Awesome in gray for Oil City.
Today's first game of the day, we've got Oil City Derby Girls up against the Deathbridge Derby Dames. I am Bad News Bear here on that obnoxious game. The bad news we have today is that both of these girls lost their games yesterday.
There's our first whistle of the day. Pack is off, nice and slow. Here come the jammers. Jane Awesome bulldozing her way into the back of the pack. Cherry Blaster coming through, gets knocked out hard by Bam Bam. Back in, both jammers working hard to try and get through the pack. Both stuck in there though. Bam Bam working hard on Cherry Blaster, keeping her back. And Cherry Blaster almost through. There we go. First lead of the game goes to Cherry Blaster for the Deathbridge Derby Dames. Jane Awesome still stuck in the pack. She gets through. No lead there, just as Jane Awesome gets out. Cherry Blaster comes back into the pack. Gets through, calls it off. Wise choice by her. She's going to pick up 3 big points to start this off. First blood goes to Deathbridge. Pack makes his way back to the jammer line for a scrum start. Half Pint Havoc on the line for Deathbridge. Easy Break Oven for Oil City. It's going to be a slow start. No one taking a knee on that. We wait. As the pack comes across that pivot line at the front, that'll let the jammers loose. There we go. Easy break in on the inside, comes through. Does she make it through? No lead given. She had a cut track in there, so Easy Break does not get lead. Lead still available. However, she does go get around Half Pint Havoc and the rest of the pack for 5 big points for Oil City. Half Pint Havoc still stuck in behind a big wall of gray. Her teammates coming up to try and help her out. She's still working her way through. Easy Break Oven comes through for another 5 points. Wrecker, yeah, working on half pint havoc. Along with B pressure. No pack called. That's going to get half pint through. She gets lead jam, calls it off before Easy Break can do any more damage. Unfortunately, Easy Break still picked up 4 big points for Oil City. That was a 14-point jam for Easy Break Oven, taking us to 14-3 for Oil City's Damage Inc. We've got Stitch Ripper coming up to the line for Oil City. Preacher Slaughter taking a seat on the track. She's going to be jamming for the Deathbridge Derby Dames. Pack takes off. Here goes the jammers on that second whistle. Preacher Slaughter gets knocked out to the outside. That lets Stitch Ripper get through for lead jam for Oil City. Preacher Slaughter ducks under Vixen Von Bruisen. Great little duck out of the way of that hit. So she's going through. No lead there though. Stitch Ripper, in the meantime, through the pack for 4 big points. Preacher Slaughter back into the pack. Big hit from B Pressure, taking her down. Stitch Ripper calls it off. Now 18-3 for Oil City in the gray.
And of course, one reminder, running the facility, please recycle when you can. Recycle containers around for your cans for your bottle.
Looks like Preacher Slaughter picked up a penalty at the end of that last jam, so she's in the penalty box. Blood Gin up there for Oil City. She gets through lead jam fairly easily. Oil City doing a good job trying to slow the pack down. Got her jammer in through. Dream Whip tries to take a shot on Blood Gin, misses. Half Pint Havoc does the same. Meanwhile, Blood Gin gets through the pack for 5 big points for Oil City. Another 5. Blood Gin doing a great job just picking apart the Deathbridge defense. Jesse Dahmer trying to take a shot at her at the back of the pack. Clumsy Lover doing a great job pulling off that, bringing up the wall just as the Deathbridge jammer gets out of the penalty box.
Game's not started off too great for Deathbridge, but given their performance against City yesterday, I think
Preacher Slaughter now out of the penalty box. She's going to be jamming for Deathbridge. Jane Awesome for Oil City. Five seconds called. There's our pack whistle. Pack's going to take off slowly. They pass the pivot line, and that's going to release the jammers. Big hit from Vixen Von Bruisen. No lead for Preacher Slaughter. She passed somebody out of bounds. So she's not going to get a penalty, but she's not going to get any points there. Jane Awesome still working her way through the pack. She trips up. Working her way through the pack. Pack slowly. She gets knocked down by Belter. And another 5 points for Deathbridge Derby Dames, Preacher's Slaughter. Big hit, Preacher Slaughter taking down Jane Awesome as she comes by. She gets knocked out. Out goes in behind Vixen Von Bruisen. Jane Awesome playing a little defense, hitting out Preacher Slaughter. Still trying to make her way through the pack. She gets knocked up on the outside. Preacher Slaughter having a hard time here. I have a feeling she's wanted to call it off, but she can't. She didn't get lead, unfortunately, for her. Jane Austin finally through the back. She picks up lead jam and calls it off. And Preacher Slaughter's not disappointed with that at all.
Preacher Slaughter.
30-19 for the Oil City Derby Girls. Damage Inc. in the gray. 19 for the Deathbridge Derby Dames in the red. We've got Easy Break Oven coming up to do some damage for Damage Inc. Cherry Blaster jamming for Deathbridge. Second whistle goes. Jammers are off. Easy Break dancing her way through, almost through. Hits that big wall of red, having a hard time there. Tries to go around the outside, can't quite make it. Cherry Blaster, meantime, having a hard time with Bam Bam. Unfortunately, Bam Bam getting sent off to the penalty box. Easy Break Oven through the pack for Lee Jammer for Oil City. B Pressure with a great hit on Cherry Blaster, but she goes down. Cherry Blaster still mixing up with a wall at the front. Easy Break through the pack. Little jammer on jammer action. She takes down Cherry Blaster. Unfortunately, her blockers are busy taking shots from the Deathbridge defense. Oil City down to 2 players on the track. And that's the jam. Easy Break calling it off. So that was an 8-point jam for Easy Break Oven, bringing the score to 38-19 for Oil City's Damage Inc. Calamity Lane not quite getting on the track in time. She gets sent back to the bench with an illegal procedure. So Deathbridge going to be skating this one short. Meanwhile, Bam Bam gets out of the penalty box, so it's 3-on-3 now. D Pressure still in the penalty box for Oil City. Stitch Ripper working her way through, almost gets through. Lead jam goes to Preacher Slaughter for Deathbridge Derby Dames. Stitch Ripper through the pack not long after. Preacher Slaughter into the pack. Preacher Slaughter trying to call it off, but she got called off for a back block major, unfortunately. So she's in the sin bin. This is going to go the full 2 minutes. Stitch Rippers got a power jam for Oil City. 5 points on the table for her. That takes up to 9 for the jam so far. Oil City doing a great job slowing everything down for their jammer. That's another 5 big points for Stitch Ripper. Stitch Ripper going down hard from Belter Face. Andy Linquent doing a good job taking the Stitch out at the front. She's coming back in. Big wall at the front. Meanwhile, that's the end of the jam. Preacher Slaughter coming out looking for some points. She picked up 2 in that jam. Stitch up again, 19 points in that last jam. Great job. That brings us up to 57-21. Easy break oven being sent back to the penalty box, or back to her bench. Unfortunately, there's already a pivot in the penalty box with B pressure there. Too many pivots. You can only have the one, so easy break gets sent back to the bench with an illegal procedure. Lead jam today going to Deathbridge Derby Dames. Half Pint Havoc. Blood Gin out there for Oil City. City right behind her. Half Pint Havoc calling it off before Oil City could do any more damage. She picks up 4 big points. Taking us to 57-25. Stitch Ripper, she's been doing a great job today. They stepping up for Oil City. Cherry Blaster stepping up for Deathbridge. Bam Bam and Easy Break Oven slow to get across the pivot line. They do. That lets the jammers loose. Lead jam going to Deathbridge. Cherry Blaster. Stitch Ripper out of the pack. Easy Break Oven going to the penalty box. Cherry Blaster comes into the back of the pack, calls it off before any points going to Damage Inc. Slowly catching up, 57 now to 29, just past the halfway mark in this first half. Preacher Slaughter taking an intentional 4th minor there. Trying to clear off her minor penalties. She goes to the penalty box. Meanwhile, Jane Awesome has lead jam for Damage Inc. Half Pint Havoc still stuck in the pack. Oil City doing a good job holding back Cherry Blaster. That's Blood Gin and Clumsy Lover, along with Wrecker Yeah. Big 3 wall at the front. Jane Awesome trying to work her way through. Half Pint Havoc playing a little bit of defense with Deathbridge Captain Dream Whip and Calamity Lane. Blood Gin comes to try and break up that wall from Deathbridge. Unfortunately, couldn't quite open a hole for her. There we go. Beautiful move around the outside. 5 big points for Jane Awesome. Preacher Slaughter back into the pack. She's out of the penalty box. Finally, Half Pint Havoc through the pack. Just as Jane Awesome comes back in and out again for another 5 points. Jane Awesome calls it off before Half Pint can make it to the back of the pack and pick up any points for Deathbridge. With just under 13 minutes, score comes out 71 for Oil City in the gray. That was a 14-point jam for Jane Awesome. 29 for Deathbridge in the red. Andy Lincoln stepping up for Deathbridge for the first time today. And she's going to be jamming for Deathbridge. Easy Break Oven up again for Damage Inc. Easy Break Oven Through the pack for lead jam. Andy Linkman right behind her. They're about a quarter lap behind. Easy break, easily through on the outside, cuts to the inside, hits that big wall, cuts through it. Unfortunately, gets spun out to the outside. Great little jump over the Deathbridge pivot there. Picked 4 points. She picked up one. She crossed one while she was out of bounds. No penalty, but no point either. Dixon Von Bruisen down hard. She's got a low block major out of that. Andy Linkman getting sent to the penalty box. So there's a short power jam for Easy Break Oven with a minute and change left in the jam. Let's see how much Damage Inc. can do. Big lateral hit from Riff Raff. Meanwhile, Belterface goes down hard at the top of the turn. Maddox attending to her already. She took a big hit and just went down like a brick. This is a good time to go talk about holy crap. The world's most amazing breakfast cereal. History started in 1998 when the Mullins were living in Saint Savoy, when, along with millions of Canadians, found themselves in the middle of one of the worst ice storms the country had ever seen. No power left, their vision to develop survival food that requires no cooking. Fast forward 10 years, Holy Crap was born. It's a blend of chai, buckwheat, hulled hemp hearts, cranberries, raisins, apples, cinnamon. It's become Canada's most recommended breakfast cereal. It's 100% certified organic, gluten-free, sugar-free, vegan, salt-free, nut-free, and kosher. Holy Crap can be enjoyed with water or with your favorite milk product. Only requires a few minutes of hydration. Also available in Skinny Bee, which contains all the nutritious seed without the fruit. Now, both cereals are available in both English and French labeling. Holycrap.ca. Check out the world's most amazing breakfast cereal. Great sponsor here of Connect Derby TV. Referees taking a look to see if there was anything they saw on that play with Belterface, if it was legal or not. And we're sitting with 10 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first half. Score is 80 for Oil City's Damage Inc., 29 for Deathbridge Derby Dames. This will be a shame if Belter can't continue. They've already lost 2 players here yesterday. Helvetica Bold went down with a broken leg yesterday during Deathbridge's game with Terminal City All-Stars. And Lily von Stopp, huge loss there. They're one of their biggest blockers. She went out with a dislocated jaw yesterday as well against Terminal City. So it'd be a shame for them to lose another player. We'll take a few moments, pay a few more bills here while we've got a few more seconds. Some great sponsors here of the Best of the West, Clash in the Kootenays. Ladybug Business Services, who provided the volunteers with shirts. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the volunteers as well who make this event happen. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. We also got the West Kootenay Roller Derby Leagues, West Kootenay Women's Roller Derby League house teams. They're volunteering, doing a great job keeping everything running here at the Best of the West. I want to thank Prestige Hotels and Resorts for providing some great deals for all of our players. Some great sleeps and comfort there. There's going to be some tournament and team MVPs announced later on. Those prizes provided by Skulls and Rainbows, Pivot Star, Bad Girlfriend Skates, and rollergirl.ca. You can check all of those companies out on the internet. Great merchandise from all of them. Felt her face up on her feet now. She's going over to the medic's table. Get taken a look at a little bit further, but we're going to be able to continue in just a few moments here. Again, the score 880 for the Oil City Derby Girls, Damage Inc. Deathbridge Derby Dames from Lethbridge, 33. There you see a little wave coming from Jesse Dahmer over to the Oil City bench. Hi guys, we're ready to play. Are you ready to play? We're ready to play. Stitch Ripper up for the Oil City Derby Girls. Deathbridge Jammer's going to be starting in the penalty box. I believe that's Andy Linquent still.
And Deathbridge starts out in reverse, trying to leverage her box. They turn back around. In the meantime, we're going to see
Stitch Ripper through the pack, lead Jammer.
Damaging Stitch Ripper off the race.
She's catching up to the pack. Deathbridge doing a good job keeping this a nice fast pack pace. Stitch Ripper in. She pulls along the outside. Bang, bang, bang. Calamity Lane just lets her pass. Not sure what she was looking at there, but certainly not the Jammer. Andy Linquent now out of the box. She takes a quick shot from Wrecker Ya. Stitch Ripper back into the back of the pack. She loses her feet going around the outside of that big wall of red at the front. Slowly working her way through. Stitch Ripper trying to fight her way through. A little help. There we go. Slow. Oil City pulling back here, trying to break that pack up, stretch that 20 feet out. Stitch Ripper still trying to work her way through. Out of play. They let her through. 5 points for Stitch Ripper. Andy Linquent still at the back there, mixing up with Vixen Von Brusen and Bam Bam. Bam Bam, one of the Oil City All-Stars. She's got that Deathbridge Jammer's number right now. All right, and that's the 2 minutes gone. Oil City at 90. Deathbridge at 33 with 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Cherry Blaster stepping up for Deathbridge. Easy break ovens. Another great all-star for the Oil City Derby Girls. Stepping up for Damage Inc. Oil City slow. They've got Dream Whip. Dream Whip stuck behind that wall, keeping everything nice and slow. As they approach the pivot line, Jammers get ready. Cherry Blaster just ever so slight lead over Easy Break. Cherry Blaster through just before Easy Break is. Easy Break losing her footing right at the very edge there. So lead jam goes to Deathbridge Derby Dames. Both jammers come back up to the pack. Easy Break takes the inside. And picks up a cut track major in there. So Easy Break Oven's going to start this next jam in the penalty box. No points there. Preacher's Slaughter up on the line all by herself for Deathbridge. And she's off, no pack being called. Lead jam for Deathbridge. Deathbridge doing a great job keeping things slow. Bam Bam knocking out Preacher's Slaughter. And again on the inside, just pinballing her around. Bam Bam making her way back to the back of the pack. Preacher's Slaughter says, forget this. I'll take the minor. Vixen Von Bruisen takes her out, goes out of play. Preacher's Slaughter doing a great job there. Preacher's Slaughter trying to duck under. No point for that. Major track cut there for Preacher's Slaughter on. Meanwhile, Easy Break Oven already released from the penalty box. So she's going to do. So Preacher's Slaughter's going to serve the full minute. Easy break on a power jam with 42 seconds left in this jam. Easy Break back into the pack. Easily gets through for 5 big points for Damage Inc. Riff Raff and Jane Awesome both headed to the penalty box for Damage Inc. and Deathbridge respectively. 3-on-2 blocker advantage for Oil City at this point. Easy Break easily breaking through the pack, living up to her name. That's the end of the jam with another 5 points for the Oil City Derby girls. 15-point jam for Easy Break. 4-point jam for the Deathbridge Derby Dames. That brings us to 107 for Oil City in the gray. 42, sorry, it was an 8-point jam, I apologize, for the Deathbridge Derby Dames in the red. Preacher's Slaughter is again in the penalty box for Deathbridge. Failure to reform penalty being given to Blood Chin. She goes to the penalty box. That fills the box up for Oil City. Or I'm sorry, for B Pressure. Blood Chin is jamming for Oil City. She has lead jam. Preacher's Slaughter is out of the penalty box and through the pack as well. Blood Chin calling it off before Preacher's Slaughter can hit the back of the pack and get any points. We've got Stitch Ripper up for Damage Inc., Cherry Blaster for Deathbridge Derby Dames. Jammers are off. Stitch Ripper passing around in the front of the pack, trying to push that 20 feet. Half Pint Havoc gets out of the way. Takes a big hit on Bam Bam. That's always a good thing when you can take out a big veteran player like her. Meanwhile, Cherry Blaster's through the pack as well. Stitch Ripper back into the pack. She's getting around. Riff Raff, big hit on Stitch Ripper, who calls it off before Cherry Blaster can get back into the pack. 115 to 42 for Damage Inc. with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Preacher Slaughter, she's been an absolute machine out here. On for the Deathbridge, easy break oven for the Oil City Damage Inc. Preacher Slaughter getting sent off for a cut track major in that. It's a lead jam going to Oil City on a power jam. Easy break, almost calling it off before she realizes that Cherry Blaster was sent to the penalty box. Got lucky there. Looked like she had actually called it off, but the ref hadn't blown the whistle yet. So she kind of got lucky there. Easy break got through there for 5 points. So now she's up with a big... Oh! She gets tripped up by Calamity Lane. Calamity Lane getting sent off for a low block major. Another 5 points on there. That's 10. That's a dime in the bank for Easy Break Oven. She's cooking with light bulbs. Ba-dum-bum. Another 5 points. Oil City doing a good job of slowing things down. And that's the jam there. 15-point jam for Oil City. 130 even to 42 Oil City over Deathbridge. I'm going to see if there's a timeout here. There's only 14 seconds left on the game clock. So we'll see if there's going to be another jam or not. Probably not. And that's the half. So just to recap that first half, we've got Oil City's Damage Inc. at 130, Deathbridge Derby Dames 42. We'll be taking a 10-minute break right here while these teams reiterate and go back to their respective dressing rooms, reflect on this first half, see what they can come back with. My name's Paparazzo. I'm signing off for the next 10 minutes. We'll see you back here after halftime.